Hello.
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 Hey guys, and welcome to the Cold Spot Confessions podcast.
I'm Vicky.
I'm Stacey. And I started
Stacey,
it
we got
wrong.
highlights.
It's episode, I don't know. Honestly, the week
It's
had.
episode 20, I think, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shall we start again?
No, it's all right. Carry on.
Okay. Let's just.
This is how our day's going.
Okay. Well, this is episode 20. And yeah.
We
Oh,
were
yeah.
going to do a
Creepy
episode, like a paranormal one, and we were going to talk about Annabelle.
Mm-hmm.
However, with all the weird shit that's going on, me and Stacey just started talking.
Yep.
And we were like, why don't we just record this conversation?
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone else can join in too.
Considering we've been talking for about an hour.
Yeah.
And this is the time we spoke. We have only got this time to record, and we've been literally talking about conspiracy stuff the whole time. We were like, right, let's just change plans. We're gonna have a little talk about everything.
Maybe this could be a bonus episode,
on.
and we can actually still do Annabelle tomorrow night.
Maybe, possibly. If not, then you'll be getting this Annabelle episode the week after.
Yeah,
we'll decide. Okay, we'll just see how it goes. We'll see how our days go, because tomorrow
we'll see
night
how much
might
we
be
can
a
actually
shit
get
show.
recorded, because we've got one baby asleep upstairs.
Yep.
And one baby asleep on me.
Yeah. So if you hear any sighing or anything like that, it is Aria.
Yeah, she is sleeping on me.
But this whole, I just feel my speech isn't even like, my speech isn't good on the best of days, but I feel like my brain is so full of so many things.
Yeah,
I just can't form sentences anymore.
It's like my brain goes so fast that it just, you know, when they say things so like really fast and it goes like white.
Yeah,
that's what my brain's like.
that's
at the
like
moment.
mine too. Yeah.
It's like it's going so fast that nothing's there.
Mm-hmm.
But the thoughts are still there.
Yeah,
I just can't access them.
I was basically saying to Vicky, we just feel like the world we're in is not correct. Something is weird. Something weird is happening to this world right now.
And it's been going on. I've noticed a change since, 2012, when they done the Hadron Collider. Everything went to shit.
It did. But I feel like the last one was everything with COVID. I feel something happened in that timeline, because since then, it's rapidly got worse.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Rapidly. And no, it's not because of, the economy or like all of this shit that happened from that.
From COVID.
Because it's not.
No.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad enough to affect us this much now.
No.
Now it's just, I was saying to Vicky earlier, I was like, I feel like I'm claustrophobic in this world.
Yeah.
Like, and that sounds like bizarre and stupid, but it literally makes my skin, like, I feel like I want to peel my skin off sometimes. Like, I just feel so claustrophobic that I can't breathe. Like it feels like the world just isn't stopping. It's not, everything's snowballing.
Yeah,
and
there's
getting worse and
one thing
worse.
after another. Like, we had COVID, and then immediately after COVID, wasn't it like swine flu or something? Oh no, it was the avian bird flu.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, you had Trump put in power again. It's fucking stupid, the fact that he was even allowed to even run for president, let alone get in twice. And then you had now you got wars breaking out. And it wasn't just like Ukraine war and Russia. Now it's like America and what was it? Iran?
Iran.
Yeah, and all that crap. And I'm like, it's one thing after another, and then now they're like bombing their oil stations, so that now oil is really expensive. But then apparently, where the UK get their oil, they have allowed, is it Norway or Netherlands? Somewhere, basically another country that's like next to us. I'm not very good at geography, so don't quote me on it. But apparently we get it from that country, who actually mines it from our own water. So they're taking our oil from our ground.
Yeah.
And then we're buying it off them.
Because that's logical.
Yeah.
We're just such a logical country. I don't understand how this.
But do you know what pisses me off the most?
What?
You know when they're like, oh, because they've been doing all that bombing, and there's a block on the Strait of Hamas or whatever it's called. Like as soon as that hit, the gas stations or petrol stations immediately put their prices up, like literally like the same day, or if not the next day. We buy in our oil raw, so all of the oil that we need for the next like however long is already in the country. So they're literally just making us pay more for oil that we already have paid for. And it's stupid.
I don't understand.
And then you have the fucking idiots who are like, oh no, they're going to put the prices up. We're just going to fill up our massive, great big car that we never use. We're going to fill that up, and then we're going to fill up some jerry cans so that there's no petrol or diesel for anybody else. Like I saw like the same happened during COVID. People panic buying fuel.
Oh, don't.
And then you
that.
see these poor ambulance drivers trying to queue up. And they're queuing. Nobody's letting them go first. They're queuing for this petrol or diesel.
So they can go save people's lives.
Yes, so they can save your grandmother's life or your mum's life or sister's, dad's, whoever. They're trying to save these people's lives. And by the time they get to the pumps, there's no fuel.
Yeah.
Because assholes who don't even go out, they go out once a week in their massive, great big 4x4 gas guzzling crappy thing that sits on the driveway for, 6 days out of 7. And they go and fill that up.
Yeah. I can't even talk about everything that's going on like this because there's so much, and that's why I feel so off, and I feel like I'm getting tested so much by the universe right now.
Oh yeah, me too.
But this is kind of what this episode's all about. It's about it's a bit different in a way, but it's not, because our podcast originally we wanted it to be more a lot about conspiracy and stuff like that, which is what it is becoming more. I don't know what I'm even saying anymore. Yes, so the podcast, we want to be like true crime, conspiracy, and like paranormal. But so I feel like we haven't done a lot of conspiracy stuff recently, and because me and Vicky are very interested and feeling very on about everything today, we want to talk about it. And like with these 15 scientists that have gone missing or
I don't know if it's any more of that.
No, I haven't checked today.
Somebody did say it was 17, but from a lot of things that I've seen, I think it is just 15.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure, because
I don't know if there's
some people aren't getting updated status straight away.
It seems to be getting someone's dying every day at the moment with it.
Yeah, it's like rapidly.
But it's just weird, and they're all like investigating something to do with aliens, the gravity, sun, all that sort of stuff. People, they obviously know something.
Yeah.
That we
apparently
don't.
Trump is like trying to get all these files released.
Oh,
or he said that he's going to, but I reckon it's just a way of people. Like he's like, oh, I'm going to release all these files, and then we're going to know what's going on. I'm like, okay, you're just trying to distract us from the Epstein files?
Yeah.
And the fact that you're mentioned in it more times than that Jesus mentioned in the Bible?
Yeah, there's 100%.
Or are you trying to distract us from the war crimes that you're doing?
Yeah.
And, the little stupid antics that you're doing, and the apparent assassination attempt.
Yeah.
Which, I'm sorry, but if you're going to go and shoot somebody,
you directly
aim
shoot
for them. You don't aim for their bodyguard who's wearing bulletproof clothing, which they're going to be.
I feel like that person who shot had enough time to line that up. And if he did.
Also, apparently, people have spoken out and said that to actually get into that place is extremely hard.
Yeah, so how did he even get in there in the first place?
Guests are supervised at all times throughout the entire building. Like, you can't go anywhere without being escorted.
Yeah, so how the fuck did that one get in there?
Exactly. You would have thought if you tried to bypass everything, you would have been shot on sight. Not been able to get through the whole entire building with no warning. Into the dinner where nobody's warned anybody. Nobody's saying, oh, by the way, there's a guy on the loose who's just come in and we don't know who he is. Just like how he got his ear shot and there's no scar, no nothing.
Yeah.
No marks at all.
He is 100% just trying to...
We have an awake baby.
Aria is not dealing with being awake very well. She looks like she's going to lose it.
What have I woken up to?
But anyway, I I really do think with, like, I've always been very good at predicting things, and my gut will tell, like, if I listen to my gut more often, I would be able to predict a lot of things, I think.
Yeah.
This is what we were talking about earlier. And there's this guy who was on TikTok, and he was basically saying that people who are spiritually aware, like empaths, um, anyone in that kind of wavelength, they're all being watched and they're being tested.
Mm.
And like, they want to test you, they want to break you, so you can't activate or use that other side of yourself because your mood is so low.
Yeah.
And if you had seen me in the last couple of days, I am so low.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I can't function and do anything else at the moment because I've so much going on. And I do really feel like, I was saying this to Mum the other day, I was like, I am being tested. I'm 100% being tested by the universe. There was a different timeline loop is definitely happening. I feel like, well, there's like a shift happening, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it's for the best. Like, something good's going to come from it, because I don't want to be in this timeline anymore.
No. And that's the thing. And I was saying to Stacey, did you see the video that I sent you? All to do with CERN and what's going on and like the timeline's opening up and things like that. And she was like, no, I haven't. And I was like, right, okay, have a look at it. And she was like, there's nothing.
It's not there. I haven't been sent it.
And I was like, right, okay.
I was like, there's one about Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, I was like, I definitely sent this to you last night. And I looked on our TikTok, our podcast TikTok. So I swear that's where I found it. Looked through all of the recently watched videos, not on there. Like, I cannot find it, but I remember that video, and it was saying how, with CERN, before they done like the Hadron Collider, I think it was like the president of it or something was like, oh yeah, this could happen, of where like we find a different dimension and things can come in, like we could put things in there and we could take stuff out.
It's just weird.
It was, and they apparently, when interviewed, I'm not sure if this is after the Hadron Collider or if it was before. At some point, somebody had asked, like, these two people who worked for CERN, and they said, "Look, how many dimensions are there? Like, actually, like, truthfully, how many?" And apparently, they both said pretty much at the same time, 17.
Weird.
Yeah. Which is why I was like, I really want you to watch this video, because I cannot find it.
So basically, what triggered it was that me and Vicky were just talking about
conspiracy
that
theories
stuff, and I was on my phone and I scrolled past a TikTok video, and it basically said that CERN had just turned on their biggest machine yesterday on the 27th of April.
Yeah.
And like, there's apparently, I don't know how true it is, but apparently the scientists are flat out like saying that the portals have been opening up and there's entities moving in and out of the portal.
Yeah. Well, do you not remember, was it this year or last year? I think it might have been last year. They turned around and said, yeah, there is extraterrestrial life. Like, there are aliens on this planet, because they had found something. Sorry, Aria has decided she is joining in the conversation. Yeah, they found stuff in, I think it was under the water. And they said that they had found DNA. And people were like, is this human DNA? And they're like, no, it's not human. We don't know what it is. But
under
it's
the
not
sea?
Under the sea, in a spacecraft. Like, they said it was inside this craft. Like, there's some sort of like machine. I think they said it was a spacecraft or something. They said it was some sort of it was a alien made thing. It was made of, like, there was stuff in there that's not actually from this planet. And I think the material it was made of something it had like particles on it that wasn't from this planet. And they said that the DNA that they had found on there was not from this planet, but it was like because they found a body.
Right.
Yeah, they found a body on this thing, and that's how they found the DNA. And they said it wasn't human. There was a big conference thing about it.
I didn't see it. When was this?
I think it was last year.
Right.
because everyone was like, oh, they're trying to what do you call it, distract us from what's going on, and hope that everyone's going to be like, oh my god, there's aliens, and like,
yeah.
and everyone's like, cool.
No
We knew that there's aliens.
one
We know
batted
this.
an eyelid when they admitted that.
Yeah.
I think they expected people.
Exactly. They expected everyone to lose their shit. And there's like, you've literally just confirmed that aliens exist and nobody cares, which I think is what they were testing us to then tell us now about all these different things, because they're like, okay, well, they're ready now. They weren't fazed by this. So you were so wiggly. But yeah, it was I think it was last year. It might have been the year before. To be honest, this time has gone so quickly.
I just don't know what's happening. I just feel so like that the world doesn't feel like the world anymore.
No.
I know that sounds weird.
And time is going far too quickly.
Yeah.
Like, I know how people say, like, as you get older, you know,
time goes quick.
Time goes fast, but it's going so fast that days feel like, well, weeks feel like days.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, it was last week. I'm like, no, that was like 6 months ago.
I know what you mean.
And I'm like, I can't keep on top of everything. Because as soon as you've got one thing done, there's something else that's like, oh, it's time for this now. And I'm like, can you just slow down? I'm trying to keep up.
It is. It's really, really bizarre. And one thing that's actually happened is that the world is actually spinning faster than it's ever spun before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to the point where they're gonna have to. I think there's debates on whether they're gonna have to add an extra like half a second or something to the time.
Oh wow.
Because like tracking stuff like GPS is all to do with clocks and with time.
Yeah.
But because the world's spinning so much faster, there needs to be an extra time added on for everything to make sense.
That's crazy. But do you remember when we had that storm? So for people who don't know, because I mean Cornwall is such a small area, we have a independent company that does like the weather. I can't remember, called Kerno Weather Team or something. And they put on their Facebook saying like, this is what's going on at the moment.
Yeah.
We've got so many random storms going at the moment, but basically the polar vortex is splitting. It looks like
it has split.
Oh, it has split.
Yeah, it's split already. It's split.
So why is this not in the news?
I don't know. I feel like the news would be way more entertaining if it was about aliens, timelines.
Yeah, but instead it's like, oh, this has happened, and oh yeah, well, we wanted to put this goat in this pen, but actually it didn't like it, so we went and put it in the other one. Like, no, can you actually tell me what's going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, they were saying that it was splitting, but apparently it has split now, and it's not done that before. It's supposed to be like this one thing, and it's so unpredictable now, and we won't know the results from it splitting for a while. Like, it will take a couple of months, which is scary now, because now that it has split, and while it was splitting, it was causing all of this crazy.
I think it split off into a few mini ones. There's a few of them going around.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's what, April, and we only just started having dry weather.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still not dry.
No, because usually April is when we have the April showers, when we start, getting wet weather before it goes nice for the summer.
But it's literally just been non-stop.
It's been rain, which, I mean, in Cornwall we get rain a lot.
It's unnormal.
Yeah, this is not the amount of storms that we've had is not normal.
It's not. And I don't know how they're still coming up with names for them. There's different names every time.
It goes through the alphabet.
Yeah. Oh, does it?
Yeah. Yeah, it goes through the alphabet.
I just don't know what on earth is going on with the world. And I keep saying that, but it feels weird. And it feels, in a way, it feels like the possibilities of like things that you thought would never real, like aliens, mermaids, like other
100% there's mermaids and sirens.
like
100%.
but like all of these things, it was kind of like, oh, it's just imaginary things, but it feels like this at the moment it's progressing to being actually this shit is real, which is nice because I've always believed this stuff is real, but always told that's not real.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've always been told, oh, there's no such thing as mermaids. There's no such thing as like dragons and things like that. But you look through cave drawings and folklore from hundreds of years ago.
Have you looked at the Himalaya sea
dragon.
salt? Have you seen the caves?
But you know, like how I was saying, like dragons don't exist and stuff like that. But the same, like Chinese, whatever. But it's not folklore, is it? But it's is it folklore?
For what?
Like the Chinese, like they have like the New Year and how it's like different animals represent different things.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the correct word for it is.
They have all, bar one, are real creatures. So you have like the snake, the lion. I can't remember what else it is now. But you have the dragon. Why would you have one that's not real?
Yeah.
You could have it as a snail or the lizard. But no, you have it as the dragon, which is just crazy. And then I found out, and I cannot remember the names of them or where they are, but you know you have the Bermuda Triangle. You have multiple. There's multiple triangles like that. And there's one, I think it's near China.
What, more than
one triangle?
Huh.
There's quite a few of them dotted around, and they're saying, like, you hear about the Bermuda Triangle because that's like the biggest one people know about. So that's the only one that's talked of. But they say that like there's one around China somewhere. I will have to do a bit of research into this because I literally just saw a couple of videos on it and I was like, Jesus Christ, I never knew this.
Yeah.
But they were saying how it's crazy that you say like, oh, there's no dragons. But it's so deeply rooted in these Chinese like things, like they were their gods.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you have a god that's not a creature? Like if it didn't exist, and then you have like in so many different countries, even the UK, you have tales of dragons.
Yeah.
Camelot, like the Quest of Camelot, that's dragons. You had dragon slayers. And all of these random things. It's like,
and also
but they even
dinosaurs existed.
Yeah.
What is saying that something which
Megalodon? Have you had a megalodon?
Is that the shark?
Yeah,
the giant shark
that existed.
Oh, don't! I hate sharks.
They have the jaw.
Really?
It actually existed. Yeah.
No, and no, it didn't. That one can go to bed and die. Okay.
But they're saying like. Some people are saying, like, it still exists because there's so much of the ocean that has not been explored. NASA stopped exploring the ocean and then started exploring space. What stopped them?
Yeah, from
exploring the ocean.
Do you know one thing, which is, so this is about the Himalayan salt.
Yeah.
So it's actually really gross.
Don't, because I actually eat Himalayan salt. So am I going to have to...
What does this look like to you?
Oh, it looks like a giant.
Yeah. That is a
Himalayan
salt cave. And have you the inside of a
oh my God, why
can't I say Himalayan salt? It looks like skin, like it looks like skin.
Oh.
It looks like inside of a body. And it's salty. Like a solidified giant's body.
Like a mummy.
Would become.
And if you preserve things in salt, they dry out.
So, this is what they look like inside. It just looks like...
it's beautiful.
It looks like what's it called? The meat.
Flesh?
Yeah, like the meat, like you have like the dried meats.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Cured ham.
Yeah. It looks like cured ham, and the outside looks like a giant. People are saying that the giants have been like they turn into like mud and whatever,
Yeah.
like from being like dying, and then their bodies just kind of solidified into rocks and nature formed around it, and then inside is technically inside of a giant's body, and that's where the salt comes from.
Oh.
So that pink salt.
Also, you know the film,
Like, doesn't this look
Moana?
like this looks like chunks of meat?
Yeah, that does.
Frozen meat.
It does. But you know Moana?
Yeah.
You know the island with Tafiti?
Yeah.
That's actually an island.
I know.
And it actually looks like somebody lying down.
Yeah.
Like a woman lying down. That's where they got their inspiration
But this
from.
is the point. Is like giants could have existed. What about St. Michael's Mount?
Yeah.
So where we live, there's a mount. So there's 2 St. Michael's Mounts in existence. There's one in Cornwall and there's one in France.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same, but it's in France. Which is weird. And it's called St. Michael's Mount. I think it's called St. Michael's Mount, but obviously in French.
Yeah.
Anyway, my point, I'm getting distracted with that fact.
It's an island.
In Cornwall, we have something called St. Michael's Mount. And the whole story is that it was owned by giants, wasn't it? Like those giants living on the mount.
And before it became a mount, like a mountain, whatever it is, the island, before it became the island, it was actually in a forest.
Yeah.
And there's proof of that because they found the tree roots in the sea.
Yeah.
That have putrefied or whatever it's called, where they turned to stone. That they found all of that in the sea. So it used to be like a giant field or whatever it was. Forest, sorry.
Yeah. And then there's the whole story is that, was it Jack? There was some.
I'm not sure. I don't think it was Jack.
It was so long ago that I can't. Like I've heard the story.
We need to go back onto the mount.
We should do an actual whole episode on St. Michael's Mount.
Yeah, we will. We need to go. We'll do it a day when the kids are in school.
Yeah,
and we'll go to the mount because we get locals discount.
Yeah,
so we should hopefully. I think can you get on? I think it might be free.
Yeah, you can free to go.
It's free to get onto the mount, but to get into the castle,
you have to pay.
You have to pay, but I think there's a locals discount.
Is there?
I think so.
But anyway, in the mount, there's a heart-shaped rock, isn't there? And that's known as the giant's heart. But we literally have stories about giants in Cornwall.
Yeah.
Where, like, who else would have come up? Like, the thing is, I always say to people is, okay, so you want to believe, you're saying something doesn't exist, but there's so many stories about these beings or giants, vampires. It all comes from somewhere.
Yeah. And the thing is, if people say, oh, well, giants don't exist, or sirens and mermaids don't exist, or dragons don't exist, okay, well, how is it that you have stories from China with their dragons? You have stories in England about their dragons, completely different opposite ends of the world. How is it you have stories of those in a time where England probably didn't even know China existed at that point.
Yeah.
And there were still stories about them. How is that possible?
Yeah.
But and then also, if we say, okay, well, you have no proof that sirens don't exist or dragons don't exist or whatever it is, but where's your proof that Jesus exists?
Yeah.
Because it's all told
in a book,
passed down from person to person. So how is it you can say one being
this is what we said about before,
with magical powers, but another one doesn't? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Jesus never existed, because
we don't know.
There is proof that a man called Jesus did exist at that time. They do have proof of that, but they don't have proof of his powers or all of that. But
who says he didn't? Like this thing.
Yeah.
There's so many things that have become
Merlin.
Yeah.
We need to do an episode of Merlin. Because, oh my God, I love that TV series as well. I've watched that like twice. I loved it. But that's all to do with Quest of Camelot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I actually tried watching The Quest for Comet the other day.
I love that film.
It was in German.
No,
I couldn't watch it because it was in German. I was really sad because at ends I really wanted to watch a film that had dragons in it.
Oh,
and I was
it's
like,
one of the best ones.
I know a really good film with dragons in it. It wouldn't play properly. No, I was really mad.
No, I love the fact that all of these things. I just feel like we're gonna get more and more evidence of things being real.
Yeah.
And like it just seems like that is where this new timeline is going in my head. Is we are going to be going to this new exciting timeline of magic. Like, who's to say witches and stuff like that? This is the thing that I don't know why I could never. I think this is why I could never get past the fact that when found out Santa was not real.
Oh yeah, that broke
with the
my heart.
magic. But I'm like, who's to say the magic isn't real?
Yeah.
Because there's so many things. Electric,
sound waves.
Sound
you can't
waves.
see them,
which is why
but somehow we can hear
your
them.
frequency, we radiate frequencies.
Yeah.
We literally have like
that's
energy coming off us.
echolocation for like dolphins. Is it dolphins?
Dolphins,
yeah, dolphins. And beluga whales, they use it most.
But
I've learned that from Finding Dory. Yeah.
But these things exist. That myself, that's great. Like, you can't see the energy fields, but that's how we get radio, and that's how we have everything else. So who's to say we can't use the energy fields that we take out for
and energy doesn't die.
No,
you can't stop energy,
which is why
you can change
ghosts and stuff come from.
Yeah, because they have that energy doesn't die.
No, they're just stuck where when that body goes, the energy energy just
and it's crazy as well, because like elephants as well, this is why like I have a tattoo of elephants.
She does,
because I love them so much, because they're very, very family orientated. Like, if a mother elephant loses its baby, it will stay with that baby and it'll starve itself to death. Like,
which is sad.
It's very sad, but it's like they are so empathetic and they are so family bound that they will go for like they'll kind of all go off on their own thing and their own herds, but then once a year they will reunite at the same spot at the same time every year, and they can talk to each other through the vibrations of the floor.
That's mad.
They can feel it through their feet, so they'll make this sound that we can't hear, but it vibrates from there, and they're miles away.
How
they're talking
does
to
this
each other.
happen?
Exactly.
This is the thing. How does this happen? Because this can't just be like a lot of people just go, yeah, that's cool. No, that is something.
It's amazing.
That's something that's not. You can't see it. We can't hear it, but they can communicate.
And dogs fascinate me, because they, you let off a smell if your blood sugar drops. Diabetics will let off a smell.
That's crazy.
That's how dogs can detect it.
I always wondered how they could detect it. Like the ones that the
you let off like a certain smell that we can't smell, but the dogs will smell it. Or like some people have like fainting disorders, and the dog can feel or hear your heartbeat. They can sense your heartbeat's changing.
That's mad.
And they will notify you and say, look, you need to sit down. But it's crazy how they can see and smell and sense all of these different things that we need monitors to do.
Well, this is the whole thing with grounding, is when you should ground yourself once a day. We take your shoes off and go on to like soil and to the earth, because your body, like, it takes out all of the stress and stuff, and it goes into the ground, and you absorb the goodness from like other frequencies from the ground. And because before the shoes were invented and roads were here and pavements and stuff, you would be grounded a lot more, because you're naturally meant to be one-on-one with nature, which makes you think with like the whole witches things. Like, there's so many natural remedies and natural things that you can do for your body, but we now rely on medications and stuff.
Man-made things.
But like, what was it? Baby powder.
Yeah.
I think I told you before about it.
Or it can cause cancer.
Well, it's the fact that, no, it's not just that. It's that it wasn't until 2024 that Johnson's baby powder had removed asbestos from it.
Yeah. No, I know.
But before that, they had asbestos in, and that it was like sun creams. The chemicals in sun cream, especially kids' sun cream, contain skin cancer causing chemicals. Yeah. So you're putting this on your child to protect them from skin cancer, but you're actually making their body absorb the chemicals to get skin cancer.
Yeah.
It's like, this type of thing
like,
isn't...
Do I put sun cream on him? Like, I need to put sun cream on him because he'll burn.
Apparently, carrot oil is what you want to be using for
really?
natural sunscreen, yeah. Apparently it's really good for the skin and it protects him from UVs. I haven't used it myself, but I was looking into a chemical-free natural
that's the thing.
solution.
I would like to be able to do that because sun cream doesn't. Like, I put sun cream on this morning because I burnt yesterday because I didn't put anything on and I didn't think it was going to be that hot. So I ended up burning. So I put it on today, which now it's gone all cloudy. But I constantly just feel sticky and oily and I hate it, which is why I never really put it on.
But it's not good for you.
No.
And I just feel like if you know, say Jesus did exist and he had these powers, maybe he did have those powers, because I feel like other people have powers. I have powers.
Yeah.
And that sounds so stupid to say, but I can predict things.
Yeah.
And I have a very high sense of things. I'm very empathetic. Like, I can feel someone's emotion. If you came into the house and you were excited about something, you weren't challenging me, sharing it on your face, I could still take your energy. Or if something bad had happened, I would feel it in my gut and I would know there's something bad happening.
I can tell. I can't always tell what's going to happen, but I can always feel
something's happening.
You know, when you're like, today has been so good,
something bad's going to happen.
Something bad is going to happen, and it's like that day could just be the same as yesterday.
Yeah.
But I immediately go, something's going to happen, and every time I have thought something's going to happen, something has happened.
Yeah.
Like, if my partner's friend passed away, and we had like a really lovely day. We were literally I think we were like, you know what, it's been a really lovely day. Let's just sort the bedroom out. Like, we've both got enough energy. Let's just declutter, sort the wardrobes out, or whatever. And we were in the bedroom. I remember Nina was sat in front of the wardrobe, like sorting through some of his old like memory box stuff. And he got a phone call saying that his friend had passed. And then there was another time where we went out for the day. We came back and we're like, oh, we're going to have a chilled out evening. And I was like, something's not right. Like, I really don't feel okay about this. Like, and I started getting like a little bit of anxiety and I was like, this isn't okay. Like, I'm really unsettled. I don't know what to do right now. I want to be able to chill out and enjoy this evening, but I don't know what I want to do. And then he got a phone call saying that his granddad had passed.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I was like, holy shit. I knew something was going to happen and I knew he was going to get a phone call saying something. Because I knew it wasn't something bad happening to me. Like, I loved his granddad and he was like a really lovely man. But I was like, it's not
it's
me.
It's not
my thing.
Yeah.
Like, I knew something was going to happen, but I knew it wasn't to me. So as soon as he got that phone call off his mum, I literally saw the phone light up saying like it was his mum on the phone, and I was like, you need to answer that. Like, that needs to be answered now. Like, you can't let that go to voicemail. You need to eat that. you need to answer it. Yeah. So it's just like, you can feel it, and like there's times where I know I'm going to see someone.
Yeah, I have the same.
It's like,
I can feel it, and then
most of the time, it's Nana.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is about that woman. I saw her the other day.
Because she's a devil in disguise.
But she seems to be an anchor for a lot of the stuff that I can predict seeing her, and I can predict seeing Dad, or something happening with Dad.
Oh, see, I don't get anything with Dad. I think I've just blocked him completely. But I always know when I'm going to see Nana, and it's always the same place. It's always in the range, or Tesco's.
Yeah.
I avoid Tesco's now because I know that there's 3 people that I want to avoid seeing, and I know if I go to Tesco's, even if it's just like to run in to grab something,
Mm-hmm.
I know I will see them in there. I know it.
Yeah. I'm very interested to know what the next thing is going to be that happens. And I'm curious of whether we're going to I want to have some kind of like strategy put in place so I can know when it's happened. But I don't think you're going to know when the timeline shifts apart from feeling it, which I feel like I can
feel it as it's happening. I don't think we'll feel it before.
But this is what I feel like there's a shift happening now.
Yeah.
Because my life has just been completely uprooted. Things are going weird. And I feel so unsettled, like the world isn't stopping. And I think that is the feeling of whatever is going on now.
As well, like, with our generation, like, I know I'm technically not classed as millennial because I'm 1998, which I think is stupid because it should be from not like whenever it is until 2000 because that's the end of the millennia.
Am I a millennial?
You are. Yeah. I think you're the last year because you're 96, aren't you? 95. Yeah. I think 96 is the last.
Right.
And then we're like, I think it's Gen Z. Me and Nino.
Lovely.
I know, which I'm like, I don't identify as Gen Z.
I do not
I'm
identify
a millennial.
Well,
I used to
people can change genders. You can be in that's
yeah, I'm a 90s baby. I might have been born at the end of the 90s, but I'm still a 90s baby.
To be fair, that you're 2 years before. That's not like you're like 99. Like you're 98, aren't you?
Yeah. And I'm like, I was still around when all of this stuff was going on. Like, I had a Tamagotchi and, you know, all the things that people are like, oh, millennials will only understand. Like, I understand that because that's literally my years. But, yeah, they were saying that millennials are like the generation where we have experienced so many once-in-a-lifetime experiences that now it's just like, okay, when's the next one? Like, we had the end of the world in the year 2000. So we had the year 2000 where everything was just gonna stop. The world was ending. And then what did we have? We had swine flu. We had the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
We had... What else was there after the Twin Towers? We had something else. There's another big event at some point between then and then. We had 2012 where the world was going to end, and it didn't. We had COVID. We've had what else was it? There's so many different...
the Ukrainian war, all the wars going on as well.
Yeah.
And I mean this vortex thing.
But there's been so many things that's like once in a lifetime.
Yeah, there's
like major events. And we've seen them all.
We've seen loads of them.
Yeah.
Too many of them.
It's like all the crap that's happened it happened in our lifetime.
So I've just asked Gemini.
Yeah.
Basically just saying the way I'm feeling about the universe at the moment, timeline shifts and all that kind of stuff. I wanted to know if there's actually anything like astronomical weird stuff that's happening that could help towards knowing why everything's feeling off, because I do believe in a lot of the astronomy stuff.
Yeah.
So there's several of them going on. So there's the astronomical activity going on. So we are currently in a period of significant cosmic activity. If you track celestial events, a few things stand out right now. So there's a solar cycle 25 happening, which is it basically says we are approaching the solar maximum.
Right.
Don't know what that means. A period of high solar activity. This results in frequent solar flares and geomagnetic storms.
Yeah.
While these primarily affect satellite communications and power grids, many people believe these shifts in the Earth's magnetic fields can influence the human mood and circadian rhythms.
Yeah, which at the same time, like, I used to be friends with someone whose mum could always tell when it was going to be thunder and lightning. because she would get electric shocks off of everything.
Really?
Yeah, she said,
That's
like,
bizarre.
she'd be like, there's going to be something, there's going to have like a thunder and lightning tonight. Everything to her just felt so static. And she would like feel really, really off.
That would be an interesting gift to have.
Yeah. Pain in the ass. Because you get electric shocks off of everything. But it would be like literally everything would give her electric shocks.
Apparently there's planetary alignment, so the positions of the outer planets like Uranus and Pluto are often associated with the systematic or generational shifts in astrology. Even if you aren't an astrology enthusiast, the cultural conversation around these transitions can create a collective sense of anticipation or unease.
Okay.
Apparently there's the global burnout effect. So on a more grounded level, we are living through an era of rapid technological, why can I not read right now? And so the social acceleration. So there's information overload.
Yeah.
The sheer volume of news and data we process can lead to dissociation, where the world begins to feel less real or slightly off.
Well, that's the other thing. I think they're information bombing us so much to try and tear people apart, keep them hooked on their phones, keep them hooked onto everything else, so that they can take away the whole neighborhood thing. Like at the moment with all the things going on in America with the detention centers, a lot of this stuff isn't coming out because they're being like shadow banned. There was one, she's called Jen Hamilton. Probably a lot of people know her now. She's brilliant. I love her. She has like millions of views on her things, and she spoke out on her page about some of the stuff that's happening in Detroit and all these other places where like ICE are like taking these people. They're really bad there. She was speaking out about it, and she was saying like loads of the stuff isn't coming through. That video had like 200 views.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
So she then screen recorded that, and she was like, I'm a fashion influencer, and some of my influencers aren't coming through, like, to try and trick the algorithm to be like, you need to see what's going on, but I can't tell you what's going on, so I need to say that I'm, influencing them with stuff on fashion, but you need to have a look at this. That one finally started getting some more views, but her original one stayed really, really low.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
And so many other creators from the area, their stuff isn't being pushed through. They're all being shadow banned because they're trying to talk about what's going on.
Well, the other thing this also says about, and this is what the guy on TikTok was also talking about, was how they're trying to get your mood so low your vibe just stays low, and you can't get out of it. And this is what the Gemini is also saying, is there's collective stress. So when a large group of people experience a shared sense of uncertainty, like the whole of the UK, and to be fair, the whole of the world at the moment, it creates a psychological atmosphere that can feel like a shift, which is what they're doing. They're trying to make it so everyone is so done and depressed. Like in the UK, it feels dingy.
Yeah, so we'll all just roll over and be like, fine, do what you want.
Yeah.
I've had enough. Like when the kids have a meltdown and you've been battling for so long, in the end, you're like, you know what? I don't give a shit anymore. Do what you want.
Yeah.
I think that's what they want us to be like, because what was I getting to with the whole stuff in America with the ice? Yeah, because it was saying like how people were saying how has this been allowed to happen? And somebody was saying it's the way that they've done it. So like the way Hitler managed to get people to not care about the Jews, and they would giving up their neighbours and saying, look, this person's a Jew. Like they're trying to do that in America, trying to get their neighbours to give up their other neighbours to say like, oh, this person's an immigrant, take them. And it's exactly what's happened in Germany to what's happening now. And they're saying it's a way of disassociating from humanity.
Yeah.
So like if there's a community people be like, no, you're not taking him. Like, how dare you? He is a member of our community.
But now they've broken that down.
There's no social structure.
Yeah.
People are so much more self-centered that they don't care what happens to the person next to them as long as it's not happening to them. And that's what they're doing. They're desensitizing everybody, like they did in Germany. They desensitized them over a while. And they used to say, like, these Jews are bad, they're, you know, this, that, and the other, so that people would eventually hate them. And that's what they're doing with the immigrants. These immigrants, they're illegal, they are criminals. And it's like, these are innocent children and families that have come to America, probably born in America from generations ago, but because they look slightly like, you know, slightly from like China or something, they look
have a different ethnic background.
Yeah, they look slightly different to you, so they must be a criminal. And that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it drives me nuts, because I'm like, just because it's not happening to you doesn't mean it won't.
No.
Because who's to say that he's not going to turn around and say, right, okay, well, anybody who's female, I mean, saying that they are doing it to females.
Yeah.
Because they're not allowing them to have their rights.
Yeah.
But because it's not happening to them, they don't care.
Well, also, there's so for the whole shift thing, that we've been talking about, the CERN factor, which we've also been talking about, it says that basically the theory is that the high energy particle collisions aren't just looking for the God particle, they're punching holes in the fabric of space and time.
Yeah.
So the every time CERN powers up to record breaking, every time CERN powers up to record breaking terra electron volts. I don't know. That sounds like a very fancy term to me. We aren't just observing physics; we're physically nudging our reality into a neighboring parallel track. So this is often blamed for the Mandela Effect, where collective memories are no longer matched in recorded history.
That's part of the video that I wanted to show you.
Oh, well, there we go.
That has that in there, saying that they're taking things, putting them into different reality and taking stuff out. They're switching things around, and it's like, why would you mess with that?
Apparently there's something called Project Bluebeam and frequency manipulation. So there's a long-standing theory that the powers that be, so whatever that is, are experimenting with planetary scale consciousness shifts.
Jeez.
So between 5G infrastructure, Starlink satellites, and HAARP, the atmosphere is being saturated with low frequency signals that are designed to alter human mood or prep the population for a stimulant event. If we feel fuzzy or like time is moving at the wrong speed, which is, by the way, what we've been talking about, theorists would say your biological frequency is clashing with an artificial one being broadcasted. So all of these extra things could actually be fucking with the frequency we were meant to be absorbing, because it's damaging everything else from the universe, pretty much, is what is.
That's crazy.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Because everything does feel weird.
Yeah, it does. It feels really fucking weird. And going back to, I know, random jump, but going back to the sirens and stuff, do you remember years ago when we still had like flip phones? They had only just started coming out with cameras and stuff, and the internet was still very, very brand new. Do you remember the videos going around of these weird things that was like washing up on shore? Do you remember the ones that the two boys took? There was these two boys, I think they're around like 11 or 12, and they were on the beach and they had a flip phone, and they started recording because they saw something washed up and they thought, oh, maybe it's like a dolphin or something, let's go have a look. And it was caught up in this net.
I do remember something like that.
I remember it. Like, it's drilled into my brain because I thought, oh my God, this is fucking scary. But I fucking knew it. It was like this thing caught up in the net. there was like a tail, like a sort of mermaidy dolphin tail, and there was human arms, and they were like, what is this?
Yeah, it was weird.
And then it had like this weird sunken face.
It looked creepy
with like
as fuck.
a big horned
Mm-hmm.
There's like a bird that has like that horny crowned thing on its head. It's really hard to explain.
No, I know what you're on about, but other people don't, I guess.
Yeah,
but
other
I
people
know.
don't. You know what I'm on about. There's a bird that has like this big horn on its head that makes this really weird noise. And this thing, this half human-y looking thing with like this tail, had this on its head. And it looked dead to begin with, and they were like, I think they were gonna like poke it with a stick or something, and all of a sudden it was like like this really weird sort of noise it like came out with, and they were like, what the fuck? Like they screamed, and then apparently like there was like another video, and they were saying like the FBI turned up,
right,
and they like took this thing away, and they tried taking the phone off these boys. And they were like, no, we don't have anything on our phone. We didn't have anything on our phone. And then they were like, you didn't see anything. There was nothing there. I don't know what you're on about. There was nothing there. And I'm like, that was a siren. 100% that was a siren.
100%.
But
it did.
That was
I remember
back before
thinking
we had Photoshop and AI. And
well,
stuff
if
like
we
that.
did have Photoshop, it was shit Photoshop.
Oh yeah, you can hunt, and it wasn't even on videos either.
No.
It was like Photoshop.
Yeah.
Whereas now you have AI, but this was before
then
we had AI. Well, before the public had AI. Okay.
So the other possible thing that it could be for the weird feeling in the atmosphere is the simulation upgrade. So if like as we do subscribe to the whole simulation theory, that we live in a
really
simulation,
bad game of Sims.
That the off feeling is basically the equivalent of a massive software update running in the background while the server is still live. So glitches that seem that like you see in the same person twice or in different clothes, experience lost time. There's a processing lag. We feel the shift because the base parameters of our simulated environment, like the speed of light and the flow of entropy, are being tweaked by the programmers.
It's
very
weird,
possible.
Do you know when like people say like there's NPCs? I always see like the same people all the time.
Yeah.
Doing different things. I've never spoken to them. I don't know who they are.
But I
see them. I'm like, I know who that is.
We see this guy, me and Andrew call him the ghost guy. Because when we drive past, he's always in the same place, doing the same thing. He's got his dog. He's on like the drive to and from the house. And he's got his dog, and he's always in the same place, doing the same thing. That's the
thing. And it's like, it's weird because you're in a town full of people, but I don't recognize anybody. And like, even if you go into the same town every single day, it's always somebody new.
Yeah.
Always.
We're definitely like, I don't know what we are in, but it's some form of simulation.
Yeah. And it's weird because Nino, you keep saying like, I'd be like saying how like where we grew up and what we used to do. Like we used to go down to the shop all the time. And he's like, I don't know how I never saw you. Because I was down at the shop all the time.
So was Andrew. He lives in Stranea.
What?
Yeah, he lived the road going up to where Ryan is.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember what that road's called. He lived on that road.
That's crazy.
But I don't remember seeing him ever.
No. You would have the same similar people.
Yeah. But don't you think when I think about our childhood, the world, I know seeing it from our eyes as an adult now, it is different. But it's ridiculously different. Like when we were children, the world didn't seem to have as many problems as we have now.
And have you noticed everything's more white?
What do you mean?
Like, do you remember like you go out in the evening and like the street lights were yellow and things like they're all white now.
Yeah.
And they've actually seen there's a massive thing like because so many people have said it, like it seems more like clinical and more white than what it did before. So. Like there was a nice hue to the things. It was all like yellowy and it was nice. And now everything's all white. And somebody done like a comparison of like 1990s to 2000s, and it was all like the map in the evening. You know how like you have nighttime maps and stuff. It was all like yellow and orange, and now you have the 2020 and up. Well, like 2026, it's all white because it's all LEDs now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that what's messing with us as well? Because like people are saying like you can't sleep at night. It's so much harder to sleep nowadays than what it used to back then. And it's like, are we just exposed to this light all the time that makes it harder for us to shut down? Because before it was all like a nice mellow like thing. Like, even headlights nowadays, you can't fucking see.
No.
Like, I'm glad the person driving can see, but I can't see when you're coming towards me.
I think it.
And you know, the guy, I think I already have told you this before. The guy who worked on the LED bulbs for cars, he noticed the amount of LEDs that were on the road. There was an increase to the amount of crashes. And he brought this to the board and was like, look, I've collected all this data. This is becoming a problem because people can't see. Like, if another car's coming towards you with LEDs on, you can't see, and it's causing all these crashes. They fired him.
Care. Yeah,
they shut him down and they fired him.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what happened to him now, but he basically was like, no, go. They didn't want to know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the last thing is the 5D ascension, the New Age conspiracy, apparently. So not all conspiracies are as dark as what we've been talking about, but apparently many believe that we are moving out of the 3D dimension, materialism and fear, and into the 5th dimension, which is consciousness and unity. So the claim is that the tradition is physically painful and mentally disorientating. It's called the ascension symptoms. And this is why people are suddenly quitting jobs, ending long-term relationships, and feeling like the old world looks like a cardboard set. And in this view, the universe isn't breaking; it's shedding its skin.
I mean, I can see that, but it's like
I don't think it's more. For me, it's more. I think there's going to be a shift. That's going to be more. Like all of the conspiracies that we've heard of is going to come true.
And it's weird because I do feel like that shift has come. And it started in 2012. And it was like when they said it's going to be the end of the world.
Yeah, it has technically been the end of that world.
They didn't say it was going to be the end of the world. It was the end of the world as we know it. Which then makes you think, since CERN done that Hadron Collider, it has ended the world.
And then since then,
it's snowballed since.
Yeah, have you seen that you can close your timeline?
No.
So this is one thing that a lot of people who are into the law of attraction and into timelines, is that if you act as if you are in a different timeline, you're in the timeline of being a wealthy person. This is kind of like a law of attraction thing.
Yeah.
So if you're in that timeline mindset of I'm a wealthy person, I am doing this, and you don't do anything that is in a poor person's timeline. You do everything as if you were this other person. You can collapse your timeline to being in that one, and then that your reality becomes there.
I want to be that rich person.
It's because you need to get past the barriers that are in your head.
My barrier though is money.
I know, but your brain goes, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
No, this isn't going to be possible. And I need to start rewiring my brain, because people have been like, I've collapsed my timeline, and I am now I'm this new person, and their money's coming in, everything's starting to happen. The whole world changes because they collapse that timeline. But you can collapse your timeline to a different one that is more with what you want, but you have to get out the consciousness and the barriers that keep you stuck, which is why they're trying to make you depressed and sad, because you can't collapse that timeline if you're sad. If you're on a different frequency to what you want to be on, you can't collapse it.
Okay.
So,
well, I might give that a try, but it's hard to be like a rich person and live like a rich person
when you have no money.
when you have no money to do it.
I think it's about small incremental steps
Okay.
as well. But yeah, there is a possible thing. And I think maybe that'd be a cool episode, will be to talk about timeline shifts and collapsing them and your frequencies and stuff. Even though it's
Yeah.
not a law of attraction podcast, it's still about the weirdness. Like it is
it's
still
a
about
conspiracy.
but I think we're gonna have to leave it here because me and Vicky have to do the school run and we are not gonna get there on time.
No.
But
Oh
if you
God,
like
yeah.
if you like this type of episode where we just casually talk about random shit, then let us know in the comments below, because this one is like the easiest episodes for us to do.
I know.
And then
And I always find that these episodes go better when it's during the day.
yeah,
And at the moment, I do have a couple of weeks off, so
Yeah.
we can try and get
some more.
some of these done.
We will definitely be still doing our true crime and paranormal, but
Yeah.
we do want to keep doing this type of thing where we talk about the craziness of the world and what's going on and the different things that are coming up, like timeline shifts, Mandela effects,
Yeah.
all of that fun
I
stuff.
have a feeling like I don't know if anyone's actually going to be able to follow everything that we said, because I don't think we ever actually got to a point.
We didn't. We don't.
We got near the point, went around the point, and somewhere else.
Yeah, we do that a lot. But that we kind of pre-warn people of this to start with. We go on tangents, and then our ADHD takes us on a journey, and you're just on the journey with us.
Yeah, and if you followed us for this long, then you know this happens.
Apart from the guy that doesn't like us and found us uninteresting. So thank you for commenting that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm glad that we were so boring that you spent your time to listen to the entire episode.
And I would love it if he's
comment.
I'd love it if he's listening to this right now and he's like, "That's uninteresting," if he types that again, because that'd be so funny. Because we have literally, that means we've been on your mind.
Yeah, and you.
How uninterested were you?
Firstly, he's that uninterested and bored. He has nothing else to do but to comment.
To slide into the
take
comments.
his own time.
Yeah.
To comment, this is not interesting.
Yeah.
So I feel blessed to have taken that small amount of your time.
Yeah, I'm very glad, and I hope you have a bad day. No, I'm joking. I do
have the day you deserve.
Yeah, you deserve your day.
That
have the day you deserve is a great way of saying it.
Yeah, because it could be have the day you deserve. If you're a nice person, you're going to have a great day.
Yeah.
If you are not a very nice person, you're not going to have a very good day.
But also, if you did like
the day that you deserve.
Yeah, if you did like this episode, then please do comment below, because we haven't had many comments. We've had a couple, but we haven't had many, and most of them from Mum. So
I know, I think Mum's our biggest
I
fan.
commented on it myself as a different person. So that's how sad and desperate for comments we are. So yeah, please do comment below. And follow us on TikTok. We are going to start getting better at posting on TikTok and on social media. We've been terrible recently. There's been a lot going on, but we are going to try and get back to it.
Yeah.
So please do follow us on there and share us with your friends. Send us any stories, because we want some stories so we can read some out.
And funny enough, I actually did have 2 stories to tell today.
Oh, we do, yeah.
And we got so distracted on our tangents that I didn't mention them. So I'll mention them next week.
Well, we'll do
I'll try and get some more information.
We could do a listener episode and we can actually do it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for listening so far, and to us all 20 episodes.
Wow.
So yay. But yeah, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.